I think everyone here knows what an IED is, an improvised explosive device, and I decided to take that and turn it on its head by writing a poem celebrating the technology of reconstructed legs after an IED blast. 1. Improvised. Like Steve Austin, you said, new legs will make you bionic, better than before, worth $6 billion after inflation. You taped a photo of Oscar Pistorius to your bedside wall at Walter Reed. These were the days before Blade Runner shot his girlfriend, before you penguin waddled on shorties, then 10-inch stilts, then sea legs hoisting you to almost normal heights. 2. Explosive. Long nights when you wish it hadn't been just your legs. You hold pain at bay by dreaming up inventive obscenities. You hurl them in daylight without aim, the only target between handrails, a therapist, her hopeful, heart-shaped face. It's okay, she says. Patience, reliable as phases of the moon. Every shadow-swallowed crater destined to one day reappear. 3. Device. Buried within titanium joints, microprocessors control motion that bend and stretch the knee and foot, adjusting for impact of walking, jumping, climbing, locomotion of daily life. When red-rubbed hands tire of pushing wheels, you stand erect, silver gleaming beneath your shorts, jostling crowds breaking like white-capped water round a stone. Your gait lumbers, collecting sideways glances scimitarred with pity. But all you can think of is the Halloween when you were 10 and dressed as Frankenstein, that revenant sewn together with borrowed parts, thankful just to be alive. This next one is won the Honoring Fatherhood Award, and it's called The Forgotten Boats of Wren's Road. Wren's Road is the road in Poquoson that leads to the Poquoson Marina. And the Poquoson Marina has fallen into disrepair, and walking down that road one day, I saw all these boats leaning against trees in someone's front yard, and that was the birth of this poem. The Forgotten Boats of Wren's Road. Soft hands uncalloused with the honest work your father admired. You inspect the family fleet, now yours. Years since tasting salt water, gunnels flaking like sunburned skin, they muster on patches of lawn between cedars that ignore these intruders. The dead rise chalked upright, the skiffs and rowboats tilting on their keels. Leaning on a paint scraper, you focus on your task, this one point of biting teeth, sins of omission falling like first flakes of a coming blizzard. As you kneel on grass behind the transom, you hear sermons taught when you were young, the knots that fasten round a cleat, and those that bind blood to blood. Your ancestors sailed fleets of schooners into schools of redfish, flounders, enough salt cod to feed 2 worlds, relying on wind, attuned to its ever-shifting winds. Their sons trawled steam-backed ships that hauled cavernous nets whose close-knitted mesh killed twice as many baby haddock as adults they landed to eat. Fishing fathers have fishing sons, as do their sons and their sons, each generation more efficient and brutal than the last. Distant water fleets with insatiable hunger, spotter planes guiding cross-hatched mouths to whatever schools remained. The tide comes in, the tide goes out. Everything eventually buried in sand or lost at sea. When hulls shortened and the boats moved on, your father still expected you to learn the trade, and you expected him to live forever.